Once you start day trading, it fucks up your perspective of money. Once you start day trading and you start making $5,000 a day and you multiply that times 5 accounts, so now you're actually making $25,000 a day, it really fucks up your perspective of money. The rule of thumb here generally is when you start making around $10,000 a month, right? That's when I wouldn't necessarily say is like a huge amount, right? But that's when you really start thinking like, hey, 10K a month is like nice, but it's not as much as a lot of people think. When you hit 20K a month, that's when you really start seeing some nice, like life-changing things, right? You can really buy essentially kind of any car you want, right? Any car you want, at least, and have like a monthly payment. You can have like a mortgage, you can buy a home. And then if you don't have kids, you basically have all that money basically for yourself. If you have kids, then you can send them to private school, right? You can afford to go out every single weekend or even during the week at like really nice restaurants, and you don't look at your bank account anymore. When it comes to fixing stuff, right, you'd rather, instead of fixing something, you'd rather just buy it new instead of fixing it and then either sell the other thing or throw it away depending on how much you perceive your time as. But when you start making a lot of money, right, you tend to bankroll that into bigger positions, right? And you'll start pushing that cash into potentially like real estate or, so like big or like businesses, right? And I think day trading is a really good way, or a really good kind of like an entry, like like when they say like a gateway, like weed is like a gateway drug. Day trading is like a gateway drug, because if once you figure it out and you do it really well, that's a kind of like your gateway into like other more intermediate advanced like businesses, right? Because you start growing your bankroll, and then automatically now, let's say you do it successfully for about a year, now you have some pretty nice cash sitting in your bank account, right? And now you can start doing other things, like you can buy maybe a couple of houses to rent out, maybe commercial buildings to rent out, right? Maybe you can start, helping other people open businesses. Maybe you stop day trading altogether and you just rely on your business. So, I think it's a really good gateway drug to do a lot of other stuff. But anyways, yeah, it definitely fucks up your perspective of money.